I've worked for about 30 years with teens from throughout California. Thousands of young men have come through our doors, and the majority of them on probation. And what you see and what you've come to learn is that a kid is a kid. Probation, Child Protective Services, Department of Social Services, they all have almost identical needs. They want to be loved. Every holiday I have the opportunity to watch the ones that don't go home, the ones that have nowhere to go, the ones that are become almost institutionalized because families are afraid to work with probation kids.
You get to know these kids, and it's more than just what they've done. You know, it's also what are the other factors that played into that, because they are kids and they are susceptible to negative influences.
I have this female youth that is yearning for a positive environment. She's currently in a group home. Mom's in the streets, substance abuse issues. Dad is actually in custody, and this youth is in a group home, and she's doing well. She's doing what she needs to, and she would like to just go to a foster home, but she feels that being on probation is not going to allow her to do that because she doesn't know of any foster families that are willing to take her.
Oftentimes, the youth that do the best in our programs are the kids on probation because they've not had the structure prior to coming here, and they respond amazingly well to structure.
Around the age of 11, I think the courts pretty much had it by then. My behavior landed me in a juvenile hall. Going to my court hearing and hearing the judge tell me that I'm going to be put in temporary placement now. Those words didn't register as, you know, foster care or not being around people you know or what you would call home. They used to have a little button on the door where they'd speak to you and go, "You're leaving, pack your stuff up, you're getting out of here." I was like, what does that mean? Like, where am I going? Am I going home or what? And the first two people to greet me there were two social workers. I don't remember their faces, I don't remember their names, but they're like, you're leaving this place, and the first thing I asked them was, you know, am I going home? And she said, "No, sweetie, you're not going home. You're gonna come live out in another town with another family." And I just, you know, I bursted into tears. That's what scared me.
These are wounded kids. They're hurt. You know, they're, in my perception, they've been victims. Have they committed some things that they shouldn't have? Yeah, there's no question about it. Should they be held accountable? Yes, they should be. But at the same time, you have to understand that these kids have just learned what they've seen by their life experiences. So what we need to do and what they need is they need somebody that cares for them. They need somebody that understands them, but also somebody that holds them accountable.
They need somebody in their corner. That's the bottom line. They don't have people in their corner, people advocating for them, people making sure that they do get those 3 meals a day, that they do get all the skills that they need to, you know, become successful. You have to look at their potential, you know, because they've already having to deal with the repercussions emotionally, mentally, being, you know, looked down upon by the rest of the world, that they need people who are going to be there for them and not judge them and love them. That's the main thing.
Mind you, I didn't like authority coming out of juvenile hall. I did not trust adults at all. And for the first time when I realized that my social workers, my foster family, people that worked with me to help mentor me, when I realized that they weren't really out to get me, it just, a big weight was lifted. I felt like the world was not out to get me, and I felt a little bit more at ease.
You know, probation's job is to make sure these kids are successful. If there's issues, the probation officer steps in and handles that. If it gets to that point, you know, it's severity. But we will also help them guide and give them the resources needed.
Aspiranet provides support to the foster families through weekly home visits. We also provide 24-hour on-call support so that any time of day or day of the week, if help is needed, even just to get advice and double check if they need to maybe report something or need help around a situation, including a crisis. We'll help to de-escalate a crisis, respond in person if needed as well.
To this day, sometimes I'll wake up and I still can't believe that I went through all of that. But in a way, I felt like it was a gift, because I would have not have matured the way that I did. I would have not come into contact with certain mentors and social workers, and I would not have qualified for these programs that got me a job and got me through school. Through those actions of the people that I lived with, the different foster families, through my grandparents, through the values that even social workers instilled in me, I was able to take from that. Even through the professors at Modesto Junior College, I was able to take from that, and it made me realize that every time that, you know, if I elevate or do something good, it's very important to bring someone else up, because if they hadn't have done that for me, I don't know where in the heck I would have been today.